Here are the top 10 stories on TV Platinum. On number 1, Governor Obasani of Kaduna State has once again called for the creation of state police, describing it as a crucial step toward tackling Nigeria's deepening insecurity. Speaking at Nigerian Institute of International Affairs in Lagos on Tuesday, the governor said state policing is no longer a matter of debate, but a national necessity. According to him, regional security outfits such as Amotekun and vigilante networks remain short-gap solution because they lack constitutional authority to bear arms. Sani stressed that empowering governors to manage policing in their state would help bridge the manpower deficit in Nigeria's national security architecture, noting that a country of over 230 million citizens cannot rely solely on federal police and the military. At number 2, Vice President Kashim Shettima says Nigeria has turned a corner economically, declaring an end to an era of volatility and uncertainty that previously plagued the nation's financial landscape. Speaking at the Digital Nigeria International Conference and Exhibition in Abuja, Shettima said ongoing reforms under President Bola Tinubu have restored investor confidence and placed the economy on a trajectory of growth. He highlighted that the administration's policies, though tough, were yielding results, pointing to positive ratings from global financial agencies as evidence of renewed economic credibility. The vice president added that Tinubu's team has had to make bold and painful choices to stabilize the economy in a world shaped by technological disruptions, shifting alliances, and global shocks. Our third story. The Nigerian Senate has rejected explanations from the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) over 210 trillion naira in unaccounted transactions spanning 2017 to 2023. The Senate Committee on Public Accounts, chaired by Senator Ali Wadada, said the NNPCL failed to satisfactorily respond to 19 audit queries raised by the Auditor General of the Federation, despite submitting written responses. NNPC executives failed to appear before the committee on the date they themselves had proposed. Lawmakers have now vowed to summon the company again, stressing that accountability and transparency in Nigeria's sector remains non-negotiable. On number 4, the internal crisis within the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has worsened as former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido obtained a new court order halting the party's planned national convention slated for November 15 and 16. Justice Peter Lifu of the Federal High Court in Abuja reaffirmed an earlier order from Justice James Omotosho issued on October 31, which had stopped the convention pending further hearing. In a twist, however, an Oyo State High Court in Ibadan issued a countermanding order allowing the convention to proceed, directing INEC to supervise the process. The conflicting rulings have thrown the PDP into further uncertainty as the party battles for internal legitimacy ahead of the 2027 general elections. On number 5, the Department of State Services (DSS) has filed a 6-count charge against a 27-year-old Innocent Chukwuemeka Onukweme accused of publicly advocating a military coup. According to court findings marked FHC/ABJ/CR/610/2025, the DSS alleged that Onukweme from Oyigbo River State made social media posts in October calling for military intervention in Nigeria's governance. The case filed before the Federal High Court in Abuja accuses the suspect of breaching sections 46A subsection 1 and 59 subsection 1 of the Criminal Code Act, which prohibits acts capable of inciting treason or public disorder. Legal experts say the case underscores the DSS zero tolerance for any rhetoric that threatens Nigeria's democracy. On number 6, the United States government has threatened sanctions on some northern Nigerian governors, judges, and traditional rulers and Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi over alleged support for blasphemy laws and tolerance of religious violence. A proposed bill before the U.S. Congress seeks to impose visa bans, asset freezes, and financial restrictions under the Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Framework. The legislation directs the U.S. Secretary of State to publish within 90 days of passage a list of Nigerian officials implicated in human rights violations tied to religious persecution. This development comes amid renewed global scrutiny of Nigeria's human rights record following a series of blasphemy-related killings and persecutions in the north. At number 7, the Lagos State chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC has fired back at former Transport Minister Rotimi Amaechi over his recent comments that Nigerians should unite to defeat President Bola Tinubu in 2027. In a strongly worded statement, APC spokesperson Mogaji Sheye Oladejo described Amaechi's comments as political hallucination, saying a man rejected by his state cannot lead a national movement. Oladejo said Amaechi's outburst only confirms his political irrelevance and failure to align with the realities of Nigeria's current political dynamics. The statement urged Nigerians to ignore what it called the rantings of the frustrated politicians seeking relevance. Our eighth story. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has assured investors that the federal government will review provisions of the capital gain tax (CGT) to create a more investor-friendly tax environment. Speaking at the listing of the Mofi Real Estate Investment Fund on the Nigerian Exchange, Edun said the reform will balance government revenue targets with private sector growth. He described the fund's successful listing as a major milestone in President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, highlighting its AAA ratings from Augusto & Co. and GCR as proof of market confidence. Edun said the administration's goal is to use such partnerships to mobilize capital for affordable housing, job creation, and infrastructure expansion. At number 9, Senator Adams Oshiomhole has accused the Senate under Senate President Godswill Akpabio of operating like a rubber stamp legislature that passes bills without adequate debate. Speaking during Tuesday's plenary, Oshiomhole expressed concerns that many bills are hurriedly approved, including the recent proposal to make NECO exams compulsory for secondary schools and another establishing the National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies. The former governor of Edo State, himself a member of the All Progressives Congress, said lawmakers must reclaim the integrity of the legislative process by ensuring thorough scrutiny of executive-sponsored bills before passage. For our last story, the Nigeria Police Force has secured the conviction of David Udensik alias Dr. Jacob Bello for orchestrating a $1 million transactional oil scam. According to Force spokesperson CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, the conviction followed a petition by a US-based energy firm that was defrauded under the guise of facilitating crude oil transactions. Investigations by the National Cybercrime Center, NPF-NCCC, uncovered the sophisticated network that forged NNPC regulatory documents to deceive foreign investors. Forensic analysis confirmed all documents and seals presented by the suspects were fake, and funds were traced to multiple accounts controlled by Udensik and his accomplices. And those are your top 10 stories on TV Platinum. I am Oluwatobi Enito. Do well to follow and subscribe to all our social media platforms for more news updates. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.